getting away a line drive kick is Sam Martin. Gibson runs under it at the Jet 35. Starts to his left, gets to the 40, turns the corner at the 45-50. Blockers in front at the 40, at the Bills 30, inside the 20. Stutter steps to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! It's a Jet touchdown! This game is over!
Welcome to Jets Overtime, presented by SiriusXM. Here is your host, Eric Allen.
What an amazing night at MetLife Stadium. The New York Jets take down the Buffalo Bills by a 22-16 score in overtime. Xavier Gibson, an undrafted free agent, makes a house call in the fifth quarter to end the game. Eric Allen with Anthony Beck and Quincy Enunwa, as always. Fellas, crazy night. The Jets showed everything that they're made of, but unfortunately, they lose Aaron Rodgers. And after the game, Robert Saleh said the star quarterback, the future Hall of Famer, the four-time NFL MVP, they fear that he sustained an Achilles injury. That would mean his season's over.
Yeah, hard to believe, right? I mean, just really disappointing. A lot of emotions, obviously, I'm sure, with coaches and players, but, you know, the fan base, everything from top to bottom. I mean, we saw the electric entrance today when they came out of the tunnel. He was the last man. They had the awesome lit up LED wristbands on all. I mean, whoever thought of that, by the way, kudos. That's a really good idea.
Amazing game presentation.
Yeah, I mean, just
it really was.
A+ all the way around. And it's just like, man, like this, that's when it got real. Yeah. And then 4 plays in, 3 plays, whatever it is, it's like things change for the worse. So the team had to deal with that early on. I'm sure, you know, that you could tell everybody was kind of like disjointed, not quite like what's going on. And it took them a little bit. I really felt like it took them to halftime to really kind of gather and kind of take that all in. And then once the second half came around, there was a little different presence on the defense. You know, Zach Wilson got some chances. They ran the ball a little bit. They made some plays. Guys made their opportunities count. And, of course, special teams clinched it with a, you know, really an unknown throughout the NFL, and now he will be known as Xavier Gibson. So it's a great team win, but yeah, clearly that loss is huge.
Yeah. Quincy, what does it say about this locker room, the DNA of this team, that they were down 13-3 at halftime? They lost their star quarterback, and they came back against a Buffalo Bills team who has won the division in the last 3 years, and they had a 10-point lead against the green and white, and the Jets just kept on punching. And how about that defense? We talk about, hey, can they become an elite unit? They were a good unit last year. Well, tonight they look like an elite one with the 4 takeaways.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one thing you can say about a Robert Saleh coach team is that they're going to fight tooth and nail to the end of the game. The theme last year was always finish, finish, finish. You saw them do it so many times. The Browns, so many different games where they just finished all the way to the end, and games that felt like they were out of reach, right? And this is another one right here. Right when Aaron Rodgers got out, you really felt the energy just deflate. You know, everybody just kind of felt like the game would have been over, and it was early in the game. And so for them to really kind of rally behind their team, especially the defense, right? The defense took over. They realized they needed to get takeaways, and they got 4 takeaways off Josh Allen. Josh Allen alone committed 4 turnovers. I mean, that's unspoken. Most guys don't even – there's some guys that don't even get that in one season, right? You got that in one game. So, you know, an amazing performance from the defense, amazing performance from Jordan Whitehead, you know, and these guys really tried to make sure that they finish this game, and I hope that they can continue that throughout the year, because that was one thing last year that they just could not do. So if they can continue that, you know, it's a good sign for what this season is going to look like.
The Jets have the answers for Josh Allen. We saw that last year in a couple games, and this year they come out with the 4 takeaways, and I don't know what he was doing on a couple of those plays, but you got to credit Jordan Whitehead for coming out and having the game of his life, the 3 interceptions. But there were other guys who were all over the place as well. You're talking about Quincy Williams, had 10 tackles. DJ Reed from the cornerback position had 11 tackles, 5 sacks in all, including 2 from a former Buffalo Bill defensive lineman, Quentin Jefferson.
Yeah, what a game by him. Listen, Josh Allen got beat down today. Yeah. You know, he took a lot of hits when he ran the ball, took a lot of hits. You know, on the sidelines, he didn't have that glare in his eyes with that confidence. You know, the Jets' defense has been a problem versus him for a while now. And that didn't just start tonight. It only got worse tonight. Yeah. But really just an unbelievable effort all around from every player. You know, every level there's a problem for really what quarterbacks are going to go up against every single week. And today, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, you see how that can really shake up what they can do, even the best in the game. So now, how this is all going to play out as far as if the confirmation and information on A-Rod is true, it's a different kind of style now. You know, we need to manage the game offensively, utilize your strengths with the running backs. Clearly, my guy Breece Hall, obviously,
we'll get to him,
thing, and then we'll talk about that more. Yeah. But you saw some of those things where you're like, okay, you can manage this offense with the players you have because this defense is so good, and then sprinkle in that special teams element now. I mean, you know, listen, the goals may be different as far as how soon and how much buzz you kind of get with it, but you can build that every week and get to where you want to be. That's kind of the mindset you'll have now.
Listen, the Jets have stars on this roster on both sides of the football, and you have to credit Joe Douglas, Rex Hogan and company for building this thing. And how about the find? An undrafted free agent find in Xavier Gibson. He ended festivities with a spectacular return in overtime. Bob Wischusen talked to him after the game.
Indeed, here with one of the best stories of all of training camp for the Jets, Xavier Gibson. From being notified on cut day and being surprised that you made the team to the end zone on opening night in front of a packed MetLife Stadium. I mean, take us through what the last month or so has been like for you, culminating with what just happened.
Just believing in myself and trusting in God. You know, he got a story for everyone. So I just buy into the process with Coach Saleh got going, offense, defense, special team, and just knowing I don't want to fail for these guys, not for me, for my teammates, how hard I see them work. But the process has been long. You know, you got to put extra work in on top of extra work. You know what I'm saying? They even make sense. And, you know, to come in, day out, and giving you all. Yes, sir.
You still got a football in your right hand. We're not letting that one go?
Oh, no, this is going to my mama.
Is it really?
Yeah,
your mom?
It's going to my mom for sure.
That is great. I was asked if I could have it, but I guess that's probably the better location for it. Take me really through just the punt return itself and how the wall got set up and how. What point did you know you might have a way to get all the way to pay dirt?
When I seen the ball kind of shank to my right side, I was watching film, you know, paying attention to film, buying in on that tosser. And I seen it, Hardy and Hall, outside handling business, I knew I had a shot. So I just took it, and shout out to the punt return team. It's just not my ball, it's the punt return team. So shout out to them boys, man.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
You are watching Jets Overtime presented by SiriusXM. The Jets beat the Buffalo Bills to conclude the NFL's Week 1 action, 22-16 in overtime. There you are as far as the numbers are concerned. The big numbers in this game, though, the 4 takeaways for the New York Jets defensively, and then they add a special teams touchdown to end this thing. The Jets' run game, very good. Push up front, solid, and Breece Hall, I don't know what kind of adjective you'll have for him tonight. It's stunning what that guy did against the Bills, considering that was Week 7 last year against Denver, the ACL tear. He comes out, had 10 carries for 127 yards, adds a reception for another 20.
I love it, man. You know, he was such a catalyst for this football team last year on that really good start and really helped a young quarterback in Zach Wilson really just, again, have some success because of the balance that they were able to have. I'm just glad to see him out there. I mean, you know, I know Quincy's going to break down some plays with him later on, but his movement, his ability to cut and find the space, you know, he's not a small guy.
No.
You know, he is a thick dude that he's got great small bits of burst to get him where he needs to go. And then, listen, I know he didn't score, and Coach Saleh was talking about he's going to give him some hell, but hell, he'll take a 70-yard run or whatever he had any day of the week. But his consistency, he doesn't look like he lost anything. I mean, you see him here as just making a guy miss, the subtle movements. He's strong. He's confident. You know,
how about this flip in the field?
Yeah,
you're backed up to your 4-yard line.
It's incredible.
He's explosive, and I think one of the things that you really appreciate is that, he didn't get a chance to play against the Bills last year. So for him to come out today, he ran angry. He ran like he had something to prove, and he really proved it. Coming off an injury, to go out there and do what he did, I mean, you just got to be happy for him, proud of him. I know his teammates are rallying around him and excited to know that this is the guy. He's back. And I mean, they're saying it's a competition in that room, but really he's RB1, right? Like, regardless of what happened, regardless of the injury, that guy deserves to take as many reps as possible.
Well, Dalvin Cook contributing out there today. Michael Carter getting some snaps as well. How's this offense going to change now? And it's tough for me even to say change because we never had the opportunity to watch Aaron Rodgers in game action.
Yeah. Well, it will change because, Aaron Rodgers can run the offense on his own.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett is an extension of what they're doing. They have a flow. They understand each other.
Player coach.
Exactly. Now, Nathaniel Hackett is becoming a true coordinator now, okay? He's going to have to call the game. He's going to have to understand and find the strengths of Zach Wilson. He's going to have to put him in good situations. And look, they're going to run the football. And this team is going to run the ball. They're going to play great defense, and they're going to ask Zach to make some plays in shorter distances and then strategic downfield plays when they come up during the game. And that's not a terrible way to play a season. So to say they have to be on point offensively, I just think everything's going to be featured with this kid here, Dalvin Cook, whoever's in the backfield. They got the guys up front that can make those holes and make the running game good. If you can do it against Buffalo, you can do it against any team in the NFL. Bottom line, this is as good as a front outside of the Jets have as any team in the NFL. This defense knows how to stop the run. They take pride in it, and they got a $172 on them in this game. So, again, when this stuff like this comes up, Zach's going to have to make those plays. But it's nice to have a receiver like Garrett, nice to have a receiver like Lazard that can go out there and do special things, because that helps the quarterback be right a little bit more in times of need.
Breece Hall, again, last year as a rookie, had a 100-yard rushing game, had a 100-yard receiving game, averaged more than 90 yards per game. Those 7 contests that he had. Well, he just goes out tonight and goes 10 for 127. Had the 83-yard rush that, of course, is a career long. Chips in with another reception. Great start for Breece Hall in year 2. All right, we're in the film room right now. We're powered by Microsoft Surface Quincy. If Aaron Rodgers is indeed out for a long time, maybe the entire season, the Jets are going to have to depend on guys like Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. Hall back in action today for the first time since Week 7 last year. Yeah. Rushes for 127 yards, and here he does some damage with the Jets backed up in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. And Breece Hall is an explosive back, and he showed it on this play. No matter who's blocked or unblocked, he's going to make the play that needs to be made. So right out here, usually you're going to have this guy blocked or this guy blocked. They have kind of a cover 2 shell. On the snap, the safety goes back. So because he goes back, usually you're going to have your guy right here block the corner, but who cares? We got Breece Hall in the backfield, makes him miss. Now we're running up the field. Breece Hall makes this guy miss as well. And watch the burst, right? He puts his head down and he's running. The only thing you obviously wish is for Garrett Wilson to make that block, but man, Breece Hall looks amazing. Coming off an injury, to be playing the way he is, to make the plays he made today, I mean, you can't ask for more.
Yeah, and he picks on cornerbacks, doesn't he? You see a lot of times where the cornerback is responsible for that edge, and he just makes guys miss.
Yeah, it's too easy for him. It doesn't matter what's going on around him. He knows that he has the ability to run around guys, run through guys. He just has a lot of complete back skills.
There was a point in the first half where he had, I think, 4 touches and was averaging 35 yards a touch. Now, the Jets needed a big-time reception in the second half as they rallied, and they got one from Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, definitely. Garrett Wilson. The Jets sophomores are just so talented. They did a great job in that draft. So right here we have Garrett Wilson on the outside. This is very similar to the touchdown in the preseason with Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. This time we have Zach Wilson out there. And watch this. Just a small release off the line. He knows he's covered. He knows he's got a guy on him. And the ball skills. I'm going to show you the backside. Watch. The ball skills. Here we go. A little release. Nothing too crazy. Doesn't move him off his spot too much. But the ball skills to tap the ball to himself. Draped. The corner is draped all over him, and he still makes the play. I mean, listen, man, these two guys, you combine them with Sauce. I mean, that's a great draft class right there. Jermaine coming on now. I mean, it's a great class, a bunch of talented players.
And Garrett Wilson last year, of course, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He said that Breece probably would have won the Offensive Rookie of the Year award if he had not got hurt. Fortunately for the Jets, both those guys weren't in action tonight. They made a difference. After the game, Caroline Hendershot caught up with Breece Hall.
Here with running back Breece Hall. Breece, what just happened in this game? The Jets were down the whole time. Vibes maybe not the highest, but they persevered.
Yeah, you know, we had a really emotional start with Aaron getting hurt, and, you know, I kind of just wanted to take it upon, just put it on my back. I told Coach, like, they didn't want me to play too much today, but I said if I got to, I will. So, you know, with the help of the O-line, Dalvin, MC, Zach came in and did a great job. So, you know, we played team football today. Everybody played a part in it. You know, Garrett made a great play. We all were making plays today, and it was just a team effort.
You specifically, 83-yard run. What did you see on that play? Did you expect your first game back to have that in it?
I kind of just prayed about it last night. Just asked God to keep me healthy and just, you know, go out there and have fun. And I didn't think I had this in me today, but it was a blessing. You know, just throughout the whole rehab process, the trainers really challenged me, and you know, it all paid off today. So it's the hugest thanks to them, to be honest.
One word about your good friend Garrett Wilson's touchdown catch in the end zone to tie the game. What would you say?
He's him. He's him. That's all. That's it.
Congrats on the win, Breece. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it.
Breece Hall, a lot to smile about in his first game back from the ACL. Wow, what a recovery, and the future is so bright for that kid. Can't believe the Jets got him in the second round. There's your scoring summary. Again, the Jets spotted the Bills a 13-3 halftime lead. Then they were written off. They rally with 13 consecutive points. Tyler Bass for the Bills nails a field goal in the final seconds of the fourth quarter. Hit the upright, went in, but the Jets force a Bills punt. Xavier Gibson takes it to the house, and the rest is history. The green and white start the year with a win. It is time for the report cards. Let's start with our head coach, Anthony Becht.
Well, you know, listen, defensively, this team is really incredible. I gave them an A+. You know, they're going to have to continue to lead the way. They went up against a very strong offense against the Buffalo Bills. You know, they don't want to give up to 10 catches to Diggs and some of those receiving yards that happened in the game, but you're going to get that. I mean, you know, your secondary wants the challenge. Receivers are going to want to go against you, and quarterbacks are going to want to take that challenge on. So they'll get better from that. Offensively, I'm going to go B-. You know, obviously A-Rod going down, it completely kind of blew up everything you wanted from an offensive standpoint. But to rush for 172, Zach Wilson, you know, getting it done, getting a touchdown pass, and, you know, really probably took no reps this week as well. So, you know, just to have the ability to step in there and understand your role and be ready to go, and he can only get better. And then special teams, man, I had it as an A, but I added 2 pluses to it. Anytime you win a football game because of a punt return, you know, Gibson, just an incredible job. So, listen, man, this is a big win because there's so much emotion that happened in this game, but to actually get a win on the back end, even though A-Rod went down, and we'll find out what truly the information tomorrow, you know, you got to be proud of what these guys did to get that divisional win, big win for this team. And again, you know, Bills are 0-1 and the Jets are 1-0.
Yeah.
Gutsy win.
Yeah.
Q, how about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, we'll start off with the defense. I think I had to give the defense an A+, right? I think that's automatic. You can't not give them an A+ after this game. You know, for them to start this game the way it was, Aaron Rodgers going down, it's demoralizing for a team. But the defense stayed in it from the beginning to the end, really put the pressure on Josh Allen. You know, Stephon Diggs was able to make some plays. But, you know, you're going to give up some things when you're taking away so many opportunities from the Bills, right? 4 turnovers. So just a great game overall. You know, multiple sacks, 5 sacks. So just a great showing from the defense. Offensively, I gave them a B, really because, you know, like I said before, the demoralizing fact that you lose Aaron Rodgers, that's hard to come back from. That's hard to really kind of figure out what's your direction now. You went into this game knowing that Aaron Rodgers was going to be the quarterback, that he would be calling certain plays, doing certain things, and it just didn't happen for you. So, for Zach Wilson to come in and not know that he was going to play and play the way he did, he still was able to manage. There was a couple drives there where you really felt confident in him. He made the passes he needed to make. It looked like an improvement from last year. So, I think that as long as they can continue to put their faith in him, I think he can feel confident in this offense. And then special teams, obviously, A+. We got an extra plus on there, and I'll take it. But, yeah, special teams A+, definitely, because, you ended the game with the touchdown the way it needs to be done, right? Special teams needs to be either I don't hear from you or you're making positive plays. So not only that, 3 field goals, and then 2 punts inside the 20. So just overall a great special teams game.
The Jets' defense was fantastic today.
Yeah.
A+, bottom line. You're talking about 4 takeaways. They're in Josh Allen's head. There's no doubt about that. There were a couple times, I don't know what he was seeing out there. Jordan White had 3 interceptions. We talk about Quincy Williams, C.J. Mosley, DJ Reed had 11 tackles. When's the last time you talk about a cornerback coming up with 11 tackles? I give the offense a B, solid effort. Listen, Zach Wilson's got to get credit for just managing the game. He came in 14 of 21, 67% of his passes. Had the 1 interception, but the 1 touchdown late. And again, the Jets got push on the ground. You have to be encouraged by what you got out of the backs tonight. Also, Garrett Wilson, an incredible touchdown reception. And also, he was targeted 5 times. You know how many catches he had? 5. And special teams, we got a B out there. I changed my grade in overtime. That's an A+ as well, okay? Xavier Gibson, I had a B heading into overtime, but Gibson makes it an A+. There it is. There is the change right there. Let's get out right now back to MetLife Stadium. Ethan Greenberg is with Garrett Wilson.
Here with Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson. Garrett, there's so many places that we could start this interview with. Let's start with the touchdown catch. What did you see on that play? And obviously the result was incredible.
Appreciate that. I saw my quarterback take a chance and put the ball in the air my way. And being a receiver, the way we pride ourselves in our receiver room is make the play. We got to be the spark plug on this team. And I really live by that. When the ball comes your way, how can I make this play? And I was blessed to come down with that one. And yeah, man, just to even up the score, it felt like it was a huge energy jolt, and it was exciting, man.
For this team to have a win against a division opponent like that, AFC East champs 3 times in a row without Aaron Rodgers, what does it say about this group?
We're a resilient group, man. We're a resilient group. We definitely rallied behind our sheriff for sure. We hate to see our guy go down, and my prayers are with him. I hope that he gets back from this as soon as possible, man, because, you hate to see someone that puts everything into this sport go down like that. But, yeah, man, we got a tough group that's going to rally behind our guys. We're going to bounce back in the second half. We're not going to quit, and I think that's what that said about us today. That defensive group goes all game. They fly around and they keep us in games, and they proved that today. And, I'm just happy the world got to see.
How do you take this win that was so full of emotion and move on to next week knowing that it's a quick turnaround?
Yeah, just putting in the work during this week. We got to have a great week of practice. We got to build upon what we just put on film this week because they're watching the same film, man. And we obviously got a great opponent. We got to watch them last night. And, we're excited to play. It'll be another special environment. I'm sure it'll be rocking. If you can't wake up for those games, I don't know what'll get you up out of bed. So we'll be ready to play, man. I'm confident in that, and we're excited for another opportunity.
And then lastly, obviously this was an exciting game. The result is a win, which is awesome. But what's your initial reaction of how the offense performed without looking at the tape?
We got to be cleaner. When something like that happens, you can expect a little bit of, just a little bit of transition in between, and I feel like we saw that today. But we're going to take the right steps during this week of practice. We'll be able to put it in with whatever happens. We're going to be ready to go. I'm confident we'll have a great week of practice and build upon what we did today.
Awesome, Garrett. Appreciate the time. Congratulations.
My dog. Appreciate you, brother.
You're watching Jets Overtime, presented by SiriusXM. Eric Allen, Anthony Becht, and Quincy Onwunwa. What a range of emotions for all Jets fans tonight, starting from the ceremonies, pregame introductions, the national anthem. I mean, it was just electric on the field. And then Aaron Rodgers goes down, kind of takes some air out of the stadium. And the Jets, they found something at halftime, and they came out and really showed what they're all about here, taking that step and coming back against the Buffalo Bills. Okay, so let's revisit some social reaction to the ball game tonight. Oh, there's our buddy Nick Mangold. What an ending. What a win. Nice job by Mangold.
Use your hashtags there.
Yeah, you like the hashtags. Okay, good.
We do. Oh,
Call game.
lower caps.
Oh.
No capital letters. there.
Oh, there's the Hall of Famer.
Reeve.
Yeah, capital
His
C.
cousin. He had his cousin have a
Yeah, Whitehead, that's right.
Ways up.
Mike Carter II, he jumps in the locker room, gets on the phone, huh?
Listen, that's the way it is nowadays. Go straight to the phone, see what
Where's
everybody's
the
saying
time?
about
We
you.
need time.
Return of the real?
What is
I'll
the
tell you
time
what.
stamps?
Oh, it's
No-
right as soon as you get to the locker room.
No, nobody's taking up their characters there on X. How about Joe Namath?
Full-blown paragraph. I like it.
All right. Congratulations on a big win against a top-notch team. Zach, you done well. Like the rest of Jets Nation, I'm hoping for a speedy recovery for Aaron. Nice job by Joe Namath, as always. All right, time for the game balls. Since we started with the coach here with our report cards, let's start with our receiver, Quincy Enunwa. Where are you going with your game ball?
I am going with Jordan Whitehead. What a game. There was a few times last year where I wasn't really happy with his performance. Missed tackles, kind of being out of coverage. And those things are going to happen, but, I think the defense was so strong, I was hoping that he would be a little bit better. And this year, he's really already started off on a great foot. He's starting strong. Three interceptions. This one right here was a great one. I don't know why
Josh Allen just
forced
forced
it.
number 14.
There was no reason. He should have known the safety was on the backside watching, but he just kind of wanted to make plays. That's one of those things that, you got to live with when you have Josh Allen as your quarterback. But Jordan Whitehead, hell of a game, man. I'm proud of him. I'm happy that he was able to have this type of game, first game of the season. It's a great momentum builder for the rest of the year.
How about you, Anthony?
Well, as we know, there's a plethora of Cyclones on this team, and I don't want to be a biased guy, but man, I mean, how can we not say Breece Hall was electric? I mean, to see this guy break huge runs today, it just brought a tear to my eye because he was so dang good last year, and he was a difference maker.
Yeah.
The kid's he's a number 2 rusher in the NFL right now. Okay, that's number, and he only played about 10 snaps in this game? No, he probably played 12 snaps. He had a good catch as well, a crucial catch in this game on their drive. So, man, 127 yards rushing. I love to see backs run the ball effectively. Yeah. It's so hard to get, the run game going and commit to it in this league. And when you got a guy like Breece back there, and look, I'm not taking anything from Michael Carter and Dalvin. Dalvin's a dog, and so is Michael Carter. But, man, like Breece Hall is like, I'm only going to get a couple reps tonight, Coach. Okay, I'm going to make you remember him. And he did.
All right, I'm going with Xavier Gibson. Actually, just a moment ago, Anthony was taking a look at all those rivals' high school ratings. And what star was he coming out of high school?
They said he was a 2-star. I didn't even know I thought they just went to 3 and you just weren't rated. That's kind of.
Hey, Dante Hall was at the game today. You got to throw up the X now. He got to own that one.
Oh, wow.
Xavier Gibson, he's the new X.
That was a 5-star return. How about Salah? On GP, miles per hour there. He was probably hitting 20
First
himself.
one
Yeah. Just a great scene. All right, let's put a bow on this.
Yes.
Jets are 1-0, but now they're going to have to move forward without Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to play against the Cowboys. We know that. Mm-hmm. I'm not breaking any news here. Robert Saleh said they're fearing the worst, an Achilles. An Achilles means your season is over. What do you take out of this moving forward for this Jets team?
Oh, I'm hurt, right? I mean, everybody's hurt. All right, we're not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I mean, the expectation level for this team was off the charts. I mean, the word Super Bowl was being thrown around with Aaron Rodgers. Now, does that completely go away? Oh, listen, it's different now. And I think what we can say is how much has Zach Wilson learned over this period of time with Aaron Rodgers? Because I feel like, he's a different quarterback from a mental standpoint. How much can he soak in his game so that when he goes out there and now we'll have all the reps, we'll take all the snaps, we'll be the guy again, will that translate into him understanding his role? And it's got to be clear. Nathaniel Hackett, Coach Saleh, whoever, it's got to be clear on what his role is and what they want him to do, because they do have so many pieces around him. Yeah. Now, it may not excite a lot of fans out there right now because, again, you feel like you're here and then, you got to go back to maybe that level and you're not sure, and it's a young quarterback again. But I just feel like, Zach can go and take this thing on head on and be a different kind of player. And, he's got a chance to do something special. And I think every week he can find himself and put himself in a position to get better because he's got pieces around him. He doesn't have to be the focal point ever. The defense is going to be awesome. Special teams is good. Look, I don't know now what the team is. It's going to be game to game. All that talk, all that stuff, it's all gone, right? But don't tell me and sit here and tell me that this defense, the players on offense and special teams can't stand up to any team in the NFL. Right. It's just, can they win consistently to get themselves in position to go where they want to go? And we're only going to find that out, just like even with A-Rod, every single week. But at the same token, I really believe that, Zach, and if everybody has a good plan, you can take positive steps that the fan base will embrace and hopefully see how the wins. Because remember now, what was his record before Breece Hall went down? As a starting, was it 5?
Well, they were 5-2.
Okay,
yes.
So again, and it wasn't pretty, but I mean, there was confidence, there was balance. Yeah. The defense is better. There's more weapons now. I'm just saying, you got to go back in time a little bit and kind of piece that together. And now he's learned more off the field with Aaron Rodgers. So let's see how it shakes out. It's a downer now. Everybody's sick. Tomorrow they'll be sick. But let's see how it shakes out next week against Dallas.
Everything can change in an instant. There's no doubt about that. Jets had an answer tonight, but they're going to have an answer for a long time. That's starting next week against the Dallas Cowboys. This defense got a chance to be the best defense in the National Football League. But Anthony brought up a great point before, that where Aaron Rodgers was walking in here, he was a player coach. Mm-hmm. This was his offense. Yeah. Now it's Nathaniel Hackett working with Zach Wilson in a new offense. You have Alan Lazard there, you have Randall Cobb, but everything else, as far as the pieces are concerned, they're working with Nathaniel Hackett, so the freshness is going to be there, and it's going to take time.
Yeah, and I feel for Zach Wilson, right, because he's had so much inconsistency around him, right? So now he's got another offense that he has to run without really being very familiar. But he still has Aaron Rodgers near him. If Aaron Rodgers is out for the rest of the year, he still has Aaron Rodgers as a coach now, right? An opportunity to talk to Aaron Rodgers, really understand the intricate details of this offense. Because last year he had veterans in front of him, but those guys, and they were great guys, right? But they didn't know the offense at the same level that Aaron Rodgers knows this offense, right? Yeah. So now he has a guy that can tell him not only how things are going to work, but also some small things that he can kind of tweak and kind of have fun with, right? So I see them really kind of finding a way to make this work in a better way than Zach Wilson has ever had or ever experienced. And that'll be extremely helpful for him, because as a young guy coming in to have this much change, this much turnaround, it just makes it really challenging to perform at your top level. You can't ever get comfortable. You can't ever really fall into your confidence in that way. So, if you have some guys that believe in you, can kind of give you those small details that are needed, I think, he can do really well. He just has to believe in himself as well.
Short week next week, and you're going to Dallas. These might be the two best defenses in the National Football League. It's going to be fun watching that ball game. But, for tonight, the Jets capture a thriller at MetLife Stadium. What do you think about, we talked about it from a Jets perspective. If you're Rodgers, obviously you feel bad, but if it is an Achilles, can you talk about what probably goes through his mind tonight?
That's a tough rehab, if that's what the confirmation is. And it is Achilles, and he's 40 years old.
40 in December, right?
So, it's going to be tough. I don't think it's something he's going to have to think about. He's going to have a surgery, whatever that may be. It's going to take a while. But, that's a real legitimate question. We'll see.
Yeah, Q.
Yeah, it'll be tough. I think he has some things to think about.
Well, that's it. The Jets go home a winner in week 1, 22-16 over the Buffalo Bills. Next week, the Dallas Cowboys on deck. But for tonight, the Green and White can celebrate the
victory while crossing their fingers for Aaron Rodgers.
Got the dub, cute, with the jacket.
Woo!
Tonight, baby.
Good night, everybody.